Welcome back to the Karl Malone Show. 1 to 3, Monday through Fridays. I am Victor Brick Jacobs in the house with Karl. I'm telling you, Malone, you have definitely splintered Los Angeles. There is a lot of love. They're throwing it down for you. Plus, there's a lot of pent-up anti-Karl Malone hostility, of course, for all the years that you came into the forum, into the sports arena, and, of course, wreaked your usual havoc on the hardwood.
Well, let me explain something to you. Let me help you out a little bit, too. You know, in past, everybody say things that if they had a little more knowledge on, maybe they would word it different or say something different. And to me, personally, I've always thought the world of Magic Johnson. And when the situation came up and I was vocal and said something, not having the knowledge that I have now, people have taken that to heart. And that's fine with me. But I will, you can't recant what you said. But the only thing you can say is if you had more information, maybe you would have said it different. And I can feel that. And I feel them. I can feel that in those people. But if you still don't like Karl Malone because you know where he stands from, pick a number.
I believe people are discovering the real Karl Malone, 1998. I think you have been a secret in Salt Lake City for the last 13 years. DJ in Los Angeles, welcome to the Karl Malone Show with Victor Brick on Extra Sports 1150.
How you guys doing, guys?
All right, DJ.
Karl, how you doing?
I'm listening. I'm good.
What I'd like to say is, some of these people who call up here are knuckleheads, and my thing is, regardless of who you play for, I can appreciate any professional athlete, football, basketball, baseball. When I pay my money, I know I'm going to go out there, and he going to give me everything that he has every night. That's why whether you play for Utah or Sacramento, I can appreciate you or Charles Barkley or Michael Jordan, because when you guys come to work, it's just like me going to work. You guys, you come out there and you give me my money's worth.
Right.
And I would love for you to be with the Lakers, but if it don't work out, that's okay.
Well, thank you.
But I can appreciate what you and John Stockton and Hornacek, players of you guys' magnitude and what you guys bring to the game. I was pulling for you guys last year, but obviously I'm a Laker fan. I didn't want to see y'all sweepers.
Right.
But I can appreciate them. I think some of the fans are kind of, they misled. They get involved with the dislike, and they take that off the court. But off the court, I've read about you and some things about you, and you seem to be a very reputable person. And if you choose to come here, I would love to have you in the Laker Gold. But if not, if you stay in Utah, you're going to be a Hall of Famer, and I hope that you do get a championship one day.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Appreciate it.
DJ throwing down the love right there for you, Karl. Here's Kevin in Irvine, deep in Orange County, blowing it up inside the orange curtain. Say hello to Karl Malone.
Hi, Mr. Malone. Hello, Mr. Brick. Now,
hey, Kevin.
Let's not yell at me, okay?
All right.
I'm going to completely disagree with all this mad love stuff. Mr. Malone, here's
Just
my
call
real...
me Karl. When you call me Mister, that means you want to say something rude.
Yeah, call him
Go
Karl.
ahead. Call me Karl.
Okay.
He's more comfortable.
It says Karl. You told me to call you Karl. Karl,
Yeah.
if I'm a fan in Utah, I'm a huge Laker fan, but if I'm a fan in Utah and I catch wind that you're on a L.A. station, not bashing Utah, but saying, I would like to play with the Lakers, I've always loved L.A., and all that you're saying, if I'm a fan in Utah, this is my problem with professional sports these days, is that you guys just want to jump from team to team, and yes, the Lakers have a great history of stealing people like Kareem.
Stop.
Well, let me finish. Stealing people like Kareem and Shaquille O'Neal. But those were guys 4 or 5 years on their team. You've been on your team for 15 years.
So what's
or
the
whatever
point, Kevin?
What's the point?
My point
13,
is, if
by
I'm
the
a
way.
Utah fan, if I was out there supporting you, bought season tickets for 17 years and watched you play, and now you're turning your back on those Utah fans?
Did I say I was turning my back? Did I say I was playing in L.A.?
You haven't once said...
Did I say that?
Wait, let me finish. You haven't once said, I love Utah. It's all been, Lakers this, Lakers that. Yeah, Lakers are a better organization than you guys, but I mean...
Hold on. What have you been listening to? Have I not said at the beginning of this show that my heart and I love Utah?
Karl has thrown it down for Utah.
Please.
He's thrown it down. He's thrown it down, Karl.
I've been listening for an hour and 15 minutes. Okay, maybe you said in the first 15 minutes, but why don't you keep saying it? Why don't you give some love back to your own fans?
Hey.
I think for 13 years, if I may speak for Karl Malone, for 13 years, this guy broke his butt. He was the most incredible physical dude in the NBA, and he didn't get that way by taking freaky steroids. Right. Karl busts his butt by his incredible, intense
you're
exercise.
such a sellout.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm not selling out.
Hey,
Kevin,
apparently Kevin don't know who show this is.
Hey,
bye.
Don't yell at me. I'm not yelling at you.
Bye.
Christine in
Next
Laguna
door.
Beach, welcome to the Karl Malone Show with Victor Brick in the house.
Hey, Vic, how you doing?
Fantastic, Christine. Say hello to Karl Malone.
Hi, Karl.
Hi, Christine.
Happy to have you in L.A.
Hey, I love L.A. and I love Utah.
Oh, well, You love L.A. and you love Utah?
Yeah, but go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, you got to love one or the other.
Well, hey.
Why not have love for both cities? I see no reason, no reason not to.
He's got to play in one city.
Well, he's played in Salt
I'm
Lake
playing
City
in
for
Salt Lake
13 years.
City.
I know.
We want you here.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we really would like to have you here in L.A.
Thank you very much.
I think you belong in L.A.
Well, thanks. And
You could win a championship here if you played in L.A.
Well, the whole fact of the matter is when people say, why am I in L.A. doing a show, it's because Extra is the one stepped up to the plate for me to do a show.
For 13
Utah
years,
did.
Christine,
So
they had a shot at Karl Malone doing a show. And unfortunately, they blew it. They never had Karl doing his own show.
You know what? I can't believe that you are getting paid less than Eldon Campbell.
Yes, believe it. And they
that is mind-boggling to me because he can't play in the crunch.
Well, so if I wanted to jump ship, I could have jumped ship a long time ago if it was about the money.
Well, come here.
Well,
we want you here, but you know what? What are you going to do about your horses?
I keep them somewhere.
Oh, he's
ride 'em.
got some stables, Christine.
I'll ride them.
The equestrian center's
Christine,
right
thank
down
you
the
for
street.
calling.
All right, Carl. We'll see you later.
Operations manager in the house right now, Michael Thompson. Michael, welcome.
Just wanted to announce that starting tomorrow, this fine radio program, will be heard live in its entirety in Salt Lake on our lovely sister station, KALL 910 on the dial. And starting tomorrow from 2 until 4, their time, Carl is in the house.
Yes. Carl, you go. That's beautiful news. Thank you,
know
Michael
what?
Thompson.
That's wonderful music right there.
Is that fantastic?
Show us the love.
You
Show us the love.
can then throw it down all the way to Salt Lake City.
Right.
Why was it, Carl, that you did not have a show in Salt Lake? There you are, God among men, walking the streets of Salt Lake City, this stud, the all-star, and yet you didn't have your own show.
Well, right. That's what I'm saying. When you get a guy to call in, and some callers kind of stick with you and you don't forget about them because I think they forget whose show this is, and you can just cut them off whenever you want to. But I give them their credit, and I let them talk.
Sure.
I was in Utah for 13 years, so if it ain't no love in Utah, I'm missing the boat then. There's plenty of love in Utah. It's just a matter, a lot of people, when they come to this situation, won't dare stick their neck out and say anything because that's controversial. No one like that. No one like to talk about the race issue. No one like to talk about dying. And no one like to talk about this. I choose to, and I'm going to ask for that. But that's all right, though.
Karl Malone will talk about anything from guns to drugs to sex, like who are the sexiest cheerleaders in the NBA. Karl Malone will tell you from town to town. Although you're married, you have a beautiful family. Karl, I know you can't ignore, like the Laker girls, the Clipper spirit, the whole thing. We're going to delve into these topics along the way, Karl. You know that.
Okay, we just have to put some blinders on and just get after it.
Karl Malone in the house, the Karl Malone Show with Victor.
Obviously, I want to get out there and play, but I think it's selfish from our part to just talk about basketball, just getting out there and playing. I mean, you have people who are missing their jobs right now. I mean, from security guards at the Forum to popcorn guys who are out of jobs. I mean, they have family, they have mouths to feed just like everybody else. So I think it's kind of selfish for me to sit up here and tell you guys I want to get out there and play right now.
Kobe, of course, talking about the lockout and the ramifications of this NBA lockout. This is the Karl Malone Show with Victor Brick Jacobs in the house. 2:14 on Extra Sports, 11:50. Day one of the Malone invasion of Los Angeles, and I am feeling your flavor, Karl. You have really instantly gotten very, very accustomed to the microphone, to the radio talk show format. You are a natural, my friend.
Well, thank you very much. You know what, Vic? We need to let people know that we don't have to just talk about basketball.
Right.
Like I said, let's, they can call in about anything but basketball. We don't have to talk about that all the time. We don't have to talk about if you love Karl or hate Karl. I don't care.
Right.
Whatever. Let's talk about other things, But be careful the way you present it because I give you a direct answer, too.
I'd love to hear, number one, your opinion on this whole Davy Johnson facial hair deal because I think it really transcends the baseball world. What would happen, Karl, if a coach came to you in the Utah Jazz, he's the new coach, and he says to you, fellas, you know what? I want to institute a mustache-only policy plus no jeans on the road, what would be your reaction to a manager or a coach coming in and assuming that position?
Well, first of all, I think it's the way that it was presented to us, Vic. I think the thing about it is you can't tell me that right there is going to hamper a guy's performance by him having facial hair and jeans. Now, from what I gather, I don't know if he went to those guys first. Now, if I'm on the other side of the world and I just see this on TV and this is my new manager and I'm Karl Malone, if you haven't communicated with me beforehand, if you can prove to me that it's going to hurt my performance by me wearing jeans, earrings, and a mustache, a beard, and all that, I have a problem with it. I really do. Even me being who I am and I'm a total professional, I still have a problem because you chose the media before you came and told me.
So if Davey Johnson came directly to the players, or if your coach, be it Jerry Sloan, came directly to you and said, I have a problem with hair and earrings and tattoos, I would prefer, if not even prefer, I don't want you guys exhibiting these facets of your personality on my team.
Well, I know, but the thing about it is you have to look at that. Is that going to hamper a way a guy play? Is that going to cause that player numbers to go down? If you can correlate that with a guy having a bad attitude because he wearing earrings and facial hair. If he's going to do something disrespectful, and that's what it get back down to it, you have a point. But I don't think you just come in like that and say, this is what we're going to do, boom, my way or the highway. And that's the stance that it looks like it's being taken, and you can't do that.
Has Jerry Sloan ever done that in Salt Lake City?
Coach Sloan tell us with jeans that he want them pressed and starched, and he want kind of a pullover shirt. He don't like T-shirts. I respect that. But for someone to tell me, Karl Malone, to play on this team, you got to wear a suit and tie every day. I try to carry myself in a proper way, but I'm not a really suit tie kind of guy. That's just not my style.
You wear a lot of jeans. You like cowboy boots.
Right.
That's your style. You're kick back. And we have Neil in Agoura Hills. Neil, welcome to the Karl Malone Show with Victor Brick. Say hello to Karl.
Karl, hi. I have a lot of respect for you. You're one of the hardest working athletes out there. I think you're a tight end, quite frankly, in a basketball player's body. I'd love to see you actually on a football field sometime. I think that would be incredible. But here's the thing.
Okay.
When you're an employee and you're on a company trip, which essentially a road trip is, and the company decides they've got an image they want to portray,
right.
If you want to collect that paycheck, you've got to do that.
Right.
And the fact of it is, if you worked at Disneyland for $5 an hour, they won't let you have a mustache, even if you're playing like a pirate with a mustache. And if somebody's going to do that for $5 an hour, then for $500,000 or $1 million or $5 million a year, you shave 6 months out of the year.
Well, you know what, Neil? You got a great point, but the fact of the matter is, it's going to come down to the players. It's going to come down to a free agent to be. It's going to come down to a player that's going to come to the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Sure. And if somebody decides that it's more important to be rebellious and keep their goatee than be on a winning team, then that's just the definition of the selfish 90s player and somebody who's not willing to sacrifice facial hair and the wearing of jeans for a successful team.
Well,
the problem with today is too many guys are after me, and not like the Yankees were this year, where it was about us. You sacrifice individuality because you're playing a team sport.
Okay, did the Yankees have guys with earrings in their ear? Did they have guys with facial hair? Did they have guys that wear jeans? Of course they did. They won the whole thing. What's wrong? What is wrong with the Los Angeles Dodgers organization now? What's wrong with them?
Well, what's wrong with it?
Yeah, tell me, okay, are they sucking because they got facial hair and earrings and jewelry and jeans? I don't think so, Holmes.
Karl,
Neil in Agoura Hills, and now Kevin in Venezuela to Karl Malone.
Hey, what's happening, guys?
How you doing?
Hey, by the way, hey, welcome, Karl, but it'll always be the Victor Brickwood Jacobs show.
That's all right. That don't matter.
Karl Malone's the man.
Hey, anyway, this thing with Davey Johnson is pathetic, man. This got no place in sports. I don't care what it's a corporation. It's about the athletes, and your behavior and your ethics and your standards as a human being have nothing to do with the way you dress or your facial hair. I mean, I hated this 20 years ago when Tom Landry was doing it to people like Dwayne Thomas.
Right.
It's stupid.
Well, the thing about it is, let's keep in mind that it is guys out there with earrings. Michael Jordan, great player, earring. Barry Bonds, earring. Go right on down the list. I don't think an earring, Shaq. I don't think earrings and facial hair and jeans have anything to do with guy's performance on the field. And it's not about me. I'm an old player, so it's not about the 90s. That's what I believe in. So thank you very much. Next caller.
I'll tell you, it's all about perception. It's all about attitude. And, Carl, I believe a player deserves the freedom of choice. If he is performing on the court, on the fields, let him wear what he wants. If he wants to grow his sideburns, old school, like Connie Hawkins, let him do it.
Right.
Let him do it. If he's performing on the court and he's a quality ball player with and quality role model personality traits, let him wear what he wants. If he wants earrings, if he wants to be tattooed, I'm all for it. This is the Karl Malone Show with Victor Brick. Welcome back to the Karl Malone Show. I am Victor Brick Jacobs in the house with the mailman. 224 in Los Angeles. This is day one of the Karl Malone at Extra Sports 1150. It's a joyous day. Carl, welcome once again, my friend. You and I, of course, on Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, really set this whole thing up that day with Dwight Manley, your fabulous agent. And we planted the seeds then, and only today it came to fruition as operations manager extraordinaire Michael Thompson offered you the gig on Yom Kippur to come into Extra Sports 1150, have your own show, because it's not only about sports that you have many, many views, but about life.
Well, I think that's what people have a misperception. Well, I'm not here to just talk about sports. You know, everybody want to sit here. I'm looking at our board here. Everybody wants to sit here and talk about issues that have happened 10 years ago. Why do everybody want to live in the past about situations? I've answered it 1,000 times. It seems like now we can move on and talk about other things. Talk about what I think about USC. You know, Chris, I was recruited by USC.
Trojan Chris are on the line with Karl Malone, a man recruited out of high school by USC. Welcome, Chris.
Hey,
say hello to Carl.
Fight on, Carl. Fight on, Vic. Hey, you know, last weekend it was a pretty darn good game defensively for the Trojans, except for a couple of key plays. You know, they might have actually beaten number 12 Oregon.
Right. Well, the thing about it is they have a lot of talent, and you know what? It's easy to it's pretty easy to recruit here because everybody, you know, like Southern California, they like to come here. And like I said, I didn't take a recruiting visit out here when I was going to college, but I got letters from here, and I think it's a great university.
You know, the big thing is that USC kept the number one scoring offense in the Pac-10 down to 17 points, which is a pretty good, you know, that's a damn good thing to do.
Well, they were hamstrung, of course, Trojan Chris, you know, losing Reuben Drones and the number 2 running back. Obviously, the defense came to play, but unfortunately, the head coach still, he gets near the goal line, he freaks out. He cannot have a paranoia about going for the touchdown. You cannot kick field goals when you get within the 5, especially on the road. I think that was the problem with the Trojans. And we'll be talking not only Trojan football, UCLA football. Did you play football in high school, Carl?
No, I wanted to play football in high school. My mom wouldn't let me. She says, if you're going to play any sport, stick with basketball. And I took my mom's advice, and here I am today. Playing in Utah with a show in L.A.
Unbelievable. Your mom was right.
Only in America.
Your mom. We have
only in America.
Larry in West Los Angeles. Say hello to Karl Malone.
Hi, Carl. Thanks for taking my call. Listen, you've been always I'm a great fan of yours. And just a couple of questions. Since Utah needs a center, how come they never go after one? And the second question is, well, I heard it like 10 years ago, whatever, but are you and Isaiah Thomas friends again, or I don't even know what the story behind that was?
Well, the whole thing about it is I don't really know why Utah don't go out and get a center because, you know, sometimes, you know, seem like they can have the opportunities to. And myself and Isaiah have never disliked each other. That incident right there, they tried to make it seem like I was getting him back for Stockton on the Olympic team and all that, and that was far from the truth. I've talked to Isaiah since then, and the problem is if I have a problem with a particular player, I don't mind talking to that player about it, but Isaiah and myself do not have a problem as far as I'm concerned.
Well, that's great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Larry in Los Angeles. Fred in L.A., say hello to the mailman, Karl Malone on Extra Sports 1150.
What's up, Carl? What's up, Icon? How you doing?
Hey, Fred, thanks for calling. Can you believe it? Karl Malone in Los Angeles is on talk show.
Hey, it works for me.
Absolutely.
Put on the Laker purple and gold, Carl.
Thank you there. Go ahead.
First of all, I just heard you state that you got callers on here want to talk about 10 years ago. Well, one reason I want to talk about something is because I've never heard you talk before, you know?
Right.
And
this is the blossoming, Fred, really, of Karl Malone. I mean, no one knows who Karl is. 13 years in the desert.
That's right. And you did you kind of explained somewhat to me about the Magic Johnson issue, you know, because I really didn't like you for 10 years, but I respect you now. I really do. I respect you as a man and as a basketball player. And what you didn't know, people don't understand, is you didn't know about the thing back then. And so nobody really did. So my thing was, you know, well, you shouldn't have spoke out, blah, blah, blah. But now that you're speaking out and letting people know who you are, then, you know, I have much more respect for you now.
Well, thank you.
As a person, and I would love to have you here in the purple and the gold, man. Well, if you can work out any kind of situation, come here to get a championship, leave Utah and leave them alone.
Right. Hey, Fred, just to reiterate something here. Everybody in life wish they had a forum to express themselves. Everybody in life come to crossroads. All of a sudden now I feel like expressing myself and the timing is right, and you still get criticized for doing something you like to do. So I'm not here, and I don't have an agenda to come out here and tell people, hey, like Karl Malone because of this. I speak who I am. I don't try to perceive to be someone that's perfect. I make mistakes like anybody else, but this is me.
That's right.
So that's what I'm about. So I appreciate your call, Fred.
That's right. All right. You have a good one, Carl, and I will be listening as long as you out here.
Thank you very much, Fred.
All right.
Fred in Los Angeles throwing down the love call. I'll tell you, this is really an enlightenment for the millions of sports fans in Southern California who don't know who is the real Karl Malone.
Well, the thing about it is, and we was talking earlier, Vic, I come in, sometimes we come in at night, play, leave.
Right.
Only thing you hear is, I don't like that Karl Malone. Why? I don't like that Karl Malone. They never get an opportunity to talk to you like this. I'm human like anybody else. How many other guys would stick their neck out on the line and come in and do a show like this when all of it's not going to be positive? I can take it. That's what makes me stronger. What don't break me, Vic, make me stronger.
The Karl Malone Show only on Extra Sports 1150, 2:30. I am the Brick with the mailman. Welcome back to the Karl Malone Show with Vic the Brick in the house with the mailman, 236. This is Extra Sports 1150, day one of the Karl Malone experience. Are you experienced? Karl, it's amazing just how varied your views are, not just the only on hoop, but the full panoply, the full array of life. You talk from guns, you talk about role models, you talk about everything. Let's talk a little bit about Harley Davidsons.
Right.
You love your Harleys, don't you?
Yeah, I tell you what, if you look at anything that I've done to start this transformation, when I first got my first Harley, I had people start to call into the Jazz front office saying, what have he done? Have he lost his mind being on a Harley Davidson?
Ooh.
And it kind of like the ball started rolling from there. Like, okay, here's a guy that chooses to do things that he like to do. My goodness, he's going to let the team down if he get hurt. They still thinking about themselves. And here they telling me I'm thinking about myself, but they can think about themselves all the time and who I'm letting down. But the thing about it is, Harleys to me is a peace of mind. Matter of fact, Shaq ride Harleys now.
Sure.
Yeah, and you know he just told me at the players' meeting the other day. He said, "Thank you," because I was on this case all Olympics about a Harley. He said, "No, he got one." He said, "Karl, it's so relaxing. 30 minutes on a Harley." He said, "It's just so relaxing to me, and it's fine." And that's one of those things that I do, and man, I love it. I love it, Vic.
Total freedom, I know it is. And how about your 18-wheeler? What is up with that? You're always pictured with your gigantic monster truck.
Right. Well, I got rid of the tractor, but I still had a trailer, and that's something I like to do because I love to drive. like I said, it's nothing for me to get in my car and drive because I love to go driving and stuff like that. And I've always wanted 18-wheelers, so I went to school, got my CDL license and stuff like that, and I love to be in the big rig.
Karl Malone, Renaissance man. Martin in the great city of Whittier. Say hello to Karl Malone on Extra Sports 1150.
Hello, Carl. How you doing? How you doing, Carl and Vic? What's up?
All right, Martin.
How are you doing?
Good, good. Hey, Carl, I had a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, now that you made your decision in regards to, well, not necessarily made a decision, my bad, I'm sorry, but now that you, out publicly speaking, that said you choose some interest in maybe going to the Lakers, and I noticed that you did that now that after Jerry Buss went ahead and signed Jerry West again, did that have anything to do with your decision, and or you're out publicly saying that you wanted to go with the Lakers? Did Jerry West have anything to do with that? Not necessarily speaking to you, but now that he's going to be with the Lakers a couple more years.
Well,
another question, real quick. Let me finish.
Okay.
Now that say if the NBA, say if this lockout gets resolved and the players and the owners come to one accord with something, and if the season does start this year, what will it take to bring those fans back? Or like they said, it's going to we're going to lose some fans. The NBA is going to lose some fans. Obviously, like LA and New York, the big market teams, it's not going to hurt them. What about the smaller market teams like Toronto or like the Denver Nuggets or something like that? It's going to affect them.
Yeah, Utah. Well, I think the thing about it, first of all, let me I answer that question, then I answer the other one. I think it's definitely going to hurt, but I don't think that you can get so caught up in spending all the money on advertising, trying to get those fans back, because you are going to lose fans. We realized that from the first day we missed training camp. Yeah. The only thing you can do is continue to try to play, and they continue to market the people that they should be marketing. Yeah, and not from hype. They should market the guys that's doing it on the court.
Yeah, but like for example, like baseball, it took all these years, and it took like a Sosa McGuire to actually bring baseball where it actually was. But
right.
Meanwhile, hey, it was in the dumps. The ratings were bad and everything like that. What's it going to actually take to bring the NBA back up if this ever gets resolved? What do you think is going to need to happen?
It's going to have to take some of the same kind of effort. Guys in the NBA doing the right thing.
Like players like yourself, players like Shaq. If MJ comes back, do you think they're going to need to step up a little bit and promote the NBA a little bit better?
Without a doubt. But that's the NBA choice on who they're going to promote and who they're not going to promote. You need to make that clear too. So, and then with Jerry West, I have the utmost respect for him, and I go out on a limb and say this right here. I've always thought the world of him, but during the last game of the regular season, not the playoff, I had an opportunity to personally shake hands with him, and he talked to me about my game in the locker room, and that was the most refreshing thing I've ever heard, because you never know what people before you thought. And to me, that respect level just even grew. And he got, I think, 5 years, a 4-year deal instead of a 2. I think so.
I'll tell you, Carl, the NBA, of course, right now in total limbo. And it's funny you say you're going to lose fans. You're resigned to the fact that there can be no PR coup no matter what happens. You have lost fans because of the lockout.
What? You lost fans, Vic, because of the lockout. It don't matter how much money you spend, the fans you lost, you're not going to get them back. So, like you said, it's no big marketing scheme you're going to do to introduce the NBA. It's introduced. We've lost fans. The only thing we do now is go forward. Stop thinking backward. We realize that, and it's not like just going to blow over overnight. It's going to take a while, and some of them might come back, but the one that's gone going to be gone.
Karl Malone is talking lockout. He's talking Michael Jordan. Will he return? I believe only Karl knows if MJ will come back this year. I am Victor Brick Jacobs, the Karl Malone Show. Welcome back to the Karl Malone Show with Victor Brick in the house with the mailman. This ain't no Salt Lake City anymore. This is Karl Malone on Extra Sports 1150. Karl, are you digging this funky scene or what?
Oh, I love it.
You are a natural, my man.
Yes.
Karl Malone? Do you really know Karl?
They don't.
Karl.
They think they do. They don't know.
I know one knows you, man. This is great. This is the blossoming of Karl Malone on Extra Sports 1150 here in beautiful Los Angeles. Christina is in L.A. Say hello to the mailman, Karl Malone.
Carl.
Christina.
How you doing?
Doing good.
Good.
How are you doing?
I just want to know what you think of us Southern Cowgirls.
Really good. Words.
good.
Don't forget,
can't
Carl's been in
describe
Salt
it.
Lake City for 13 years, Christina.
Yes.
Yeah, better than Utah.
Oh, God, yo, don't put me on the spot like that. Oh, God, don't hurt me, don't hurt me.
Okay, well.
Oh, yes, these Southern girls are awesome. Southern California girls.
Christina, what's not to love? The most beautiful women in the world, of course, roaming through Southern California. Carl, a family man, though.
We're glad to
family
have you
man.
here.
Yes.
He's a family man, but, he loves the incredible jewels of Southern California. Thank you, Christina.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Carlos is in Newport Beach. Carlos, say hello to Karl Malone.
Hey, Carl, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. Hey, I saw you at the Ducks game last night.
Yes.
Great to have you in town. Welcome to California.
Well, thank you very much. It was my
So
first
what's going on?
game.
What brings? Excuse me.
It was my first game, my first hockey game, professional hockey
All
game.
right.
So I loved it.
How did you liked it?
Oh, I loved it a lot, yes.
Great, great. So what brings you to Southern California?
My radio show on Extra
All
Sports,
right.
11:50 a.m.
I'm going to be listening to it. It's every day, right?
Every day
1
from
to
1 to 3.
Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
for listening. Carlos, I'm telling you, it's all new fans for Karl Malone. Lewis is in Pasadena. Lewis, say hello to Karl Malone.
How you doing, Carl?
Lewis, how are you, Lewis?
I'm doing just fine. First, I want to give all props to your hard work, dedication, and the marketing of the NBA. It's been fantastic. We in L.A. really didn't know how to appreciate your game or what you, who you are as a person. But over the last, I know in the last 5 years, we have greatly appreciated your hard work. But what I want to ask you about,
Yes, sir.
I want to get your view, and I'll take it off the air.
All right.
Your view on the Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky. So you said you want to talk about something else.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky, Iverson, and his problems.
Right.
And what is the NBA, as well as yourself, doing to help the young guys not fall into different traps and get this bad publicity on themselves where it's hard to shake, where they can be marketable in the future?
Okay. To all due respect to the President of the United States, I want to save him for the second part. I want to get the young guys out of the way with Allen Iverson because the prayers, I'm going to spend a little time there. But the thing about it is, with the young players, the NBA have seminars that they have players that come in and tell you about the guys that you ran around with that doing the drugs and drinking and all of that. And they tell you from the start. They don't try to pick your friends, but they tell you and they give you these seminars to tell you the troubles that you can get into. So when I look at a guy like Allen Iverson, he got worlds of talent, unbelievable talent. But the most important thing is when Allen is ready, he will look at himself and say, you know what, I don't need all that to be who I am. Sometimes that's a lack of confidence in yourself, and it's fine with it, but at some point you got to see, are my true friends hurting me or helping me?
Allen's got his own posse, of course, and he has to get rid of the posse, you believe, for him to go on.
Right. He have to, too many guys ain't good for nobody. And then for my president, I will say this right here. The President of the United States made a mistake. We realize that. But I guess what kind of upsets me is everyone want to prejudge somebody. All those guys that thinking about impeaching him and doing all that, look in their closet. See if they got some skeleton. If every guy on that panel don't have any skeleton, fine. And then second of all, I'm not going to call her name because I don't want to go that route. But the thing about it, I think the Prez could have got a 10 or he could have got a Playboy bunny or something. That's the only thing I was probably disappointed in. It was wrong, sure. But when you break it right down, the Prez could have did a hell of a lot better than what he did. Thank you very
He's
much.
the president.
Yeah.
He is Karl Malone, the mailman himself. I am Victor Brick Jacobs, 250 extra ticket time. You're telling me, Carl, what's he doing with Lewinsky?
Oh, God.
I'm telling you, come on.
Stop.
Anything he wants. He's the freaking president.
He's the Prez. You can talk to his Secret Service man and say, hey, that one right there. That one right there.
Come on, get with me.
Welcome back to the Karl Malone Show with the Brick, Victor Brick in the house with the mailman.
Who's playing that music, Vic?
Keith Sweat, H-Bomb, Heather Eisenberg running the musical board. You like Keith?
Yes, I do. I like Keith. I like H-Bomb, too, for playing this music.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're going to be in Nash Bridges. You're doing a whole acting thing as the evolution of Karl Malone continues.
Yes, I'm doing Brothers Keeper today.
Universal City?
Yep. and I'm doing Nash Bridges on the 2nd and 3rd, I think, in San Francisco.
This is a continuing world as you develop as a person. You're developing your creative skills right now. For 13 years in Salt Lake City, I don't know what you were doing, Carl, but obviously I think you are almost in a state of non-growth in terms of your creative side.
Well, I think it's like anything else. Like a flower, you have to bloom, and you need water to bloom. That's what I'm doing.
Tony in Santa Paula, say hello to Karl Malone. He's blooming for you. Tony, say hello to Karl Malone.
What's up? What's up, Carl?
How you doing, Tony?
I'm doing good. Brickman, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony?
Hey, Carl, your accolades on the basketball court are well documented, and we appreciate your talents in the league because you definitely bring the most fascination to the last 5 minutes of a game that anybody has ever seen.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right.
But what I want to bring up is, hey, I want to bounce some stuff off of you. And I was born and raised South Central L.A., and, you know, the circle that I've traveled in as a youth and as an adult, when the name Karl Malone would come up in, say, barbershops or pick-up ball in the gym or what have you, you know, people rarely ever talked about what you really can do, but the first jabs they wanted to take at was the constant, I don't know what you want to put it, the dichotomy of the individual. You've got this huge mass black male living in Utah,
right,
playing in an environment that even blacks in Southern California differentiate from, say, whites in, say, Manhattan Beach as opposed to whites from Salt Lake.
Right.
Then you go into an interracial marriage. So you've been taking some cheap shots amongst the people I know in Southern California for whatever reason, whether it's jealousy, stupidity, what have you. Now, there is an interesting argument that takes place in most of these circles and that is the loyalty that's laid on prominent black males to so-called date within your own race to return the favor or be loyal to the neighborhood. Now, I myself, my wife is Sicilian.
Right.
So how do you reconcile your popularity, your unavoidable, strength, along with all these people constantly making accusations at you, tugging at you? How do you get these folks to understand your choices? How do you reconcile your choices with those arguments like loyalty to the community, a higher profile amongst blacks? So, this is a get-to-know Carl hour, so take a shot.
Okay, first of all, everybody got to be happy with themselves. If
Right.
you choose to marry outside your race, that's your prerogative. It's not no one else's but yours. You have to listen. You have to listen to your own feeling and what you want to do. I'm a black man. I'm proud to be a black man, and I never denied that. I've been called Uncle Tom and everything else, but I'm still Karl Malone, the black man from Louisiana. They call me a black redneck because I'm from the country. I wear my cowboy boots. I'm sorry if I don't get out of stretch limos all the time and so-called that, quote, black person that everybody want me to be, because that's who I am. But I tell you what, no one can grow if you're in the same environment all the time. I chose to play in Utah my career, and I've been taking shots for that. And that's fine, because that's how people are. But the thing about it, it's what makes Karl Malone happy. I'm a black man, proud to be a black man, will be one to the day I die.
Thank you, Tony in Santa Paula. I'll tell you are a role model. I'll tell you, Carl, I think a lot of black, white, Latino, the whole cultural people in America can look towards you for what you have done in the NBA and the way you have lived your life. And this is just the beginning of Karl Malone. We are planting seeds, Carl.
Flowers.
We will be blooming flowers Monday through Friday, 1 to 3, day one of the Karl Malone Show with Victor Brick. It is 3 o'clock. Carl, it's been a great pleasure today.
See you tomorrow.
We're going to have some more fun, man.
Hey, good day.
Karl Malone in the house.